Hello, everyone. Welcome back, I'm sure, to most of you. I'm sure a lot of you have been to hopefully all the other ones, or at least most of them. We're in session number 4 now. All right, as per usual, how about you throw in the chat where you are now? Maybe last week you were in India and maybe now you're in Canada. I'm just curious, did any of us change location in the past week or 2 days if you were here on Tuesday? Still in India? All right, perfect. Hopefully you'll be getting here soon, right? Because I know, I think a lot of people are flying in the 27th or 28th, but I know others have been pushed back and aren't able to come until the first week, which, you know what, that's okay. A lot of your instructors are expecting that, so it's all good. Most of us are in India right now. Okay, well, the 3 that messaged. Perfect. All right, hello. I like the hellos. All right, so let's see, good morning. Is that okay? I know it's morning here in Saskatchewan, but again, I know India is obviously very big country. So what time, I want to know what times it is for different people in different areas. Because I know I've heard sometimes it's 9 p.m., sometimes it's 11 p.m. You can put it in the chat if you want. Also, just another reminder that it is, this meeting is being recorded, just letting you all know now, though you won't be in the recording. I still just need to let you know. It's 8:33 p.m. Okay, sweet. All right, well, you can keep on typing that stuff in the chat if you'd like, but just remember, once we get into the frequently asked questions, please keep the questions on topic. And then toward the end, if we have any miscellaneous questions, we can try and answer them as best as we can. But as our speakers go through their frequently asked questions, let's stay on track, okay? Just saying that to, to limit confusion or anything. So we will go ahead and start. So let me go to my slideshow. Okay, so again, if this is your 4th session in a row, thank you for coming to all of these. I know that sometimes you hear the same spiel from me, but that's just how it is. But of course, this session is on personal safety and student relations. So I will be honest, this is where we talk a little bit more about some more serious stuff, okay? We'll definitely bring the energy and, keep things positive as much as we can, but there may be some topics here that can be a little bit on the heavier side. So I think after our counseling chat last Tuesday, I think we're probably used to that. But, this is stuff that is pretty serious. We want to really pay attention because nothing's more important than our safety and well-being. So I just wanted to give that quick note, okay? So we will do our housekeeping again for our meeting etiquette in Zoom. Please use that chat button. Please do not turn your mic on, make sure you are muted this entire time, unless they give you permission to maybe ask a question out loud. But because we'll have a fair amount of people, we want to stick with the chat function, okay? Also, once again, make sure that you're never recording a meeting without getting everyone's consent or letting everyone know. So as I said at the beginning, this meeting is being recorded, though none of you will actually be in it. I still need to let you know. That's my due diligence, okay? And that's honestly it. We don't need to go into the stop your video. If, of course, I were cutting out and everyone had their video on, maybe turn off your video so that things can be a little bit more clear, but that's not really super relevant here. So we won't really go into it, okay? All right. So now we will go on to our land acknowledgement. So again, I don't want to assume that everyone here has been to every single session. So I will assume, I will always assume that it is someone's first time. So land acknowledgements are very, very, very important. I will read the land acknowledgement first, and then I'll explain why we do it. So we would like to acknowledge that Saskatchewan Polytechnic is situated on Treaty 4 and Treaty 6 territories and the ancestral lands of the Cree, Saulteaux, Dene, Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota peoples, and the traditional homeland of the Métis. So there is a link there that's on the slide, though we will put it in the chat, a link to the TRC or Truth and Reconciliation website. It'll explain what is a land acknowledgement, why do we do it, plus other educational tools about, Indigenous peoples in Canada. So what is a land acknowledgement? It is a formal statement that recognizes the unique and enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their traditional territories, which is now called Canada. It is important to understand that there is a longstanding history that's brought us to reside on this land, to play on this land, to work, to enjoy, and to seek. It helps us seek to understand our place within this complicated history. And it is important to note that land acknowledgements do not exist in past tense or in a historical context, because colonialism is a current ongoing process, and we really need to be mindful of our role in that. Okay. All right. So again, we will get a link set in there, and I do recommend when you get the chance to read some more about it. So it will also be in that follow-up email that I will be sending out after the fact. So keep a lookout for that. All right, so who is on our panel today? So we have some lovely folks from Health, Safety, and Security. That is Lori Spanier and Jordan Herring. They will formally introduce themselves once we are on their questions. And then from Student Relations, we have Michael Dubnik, or Mike, if you really know him, So I might be saying, hey, Mike, it's all good. I don't know if he'll let you call him that. No, I'm kidding. I think he will. He's a pretty cool guy. And then, for Student Life, which at the end, we will talk about orientation and such. I am here, Kelsey Murrow, and then Amanda Powers is here as well. We are both the South coordinators, so we cover Regina and Moose Jaw. I will be actually running the orientation in Moose Jaw. Mike will also be there, so if you're in Moose Jaw, you will see us around. And then Amanda will be running the orientation here in Regina. And then for those who are in the north, so you're either Saskatoon or Prince Albert, you'll have Leanne Barrington or Lisa DeVries. You'll be in good hands. If you don't know who they are, they'll probably be the energetic ones running around going crazy. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and start some frequently asked questions for Lori and Jordan, Health, Safety, and Security. Take it away, you two.
Hello, everyone. Like Kelsey said, I am Lori Spanier. I am the manager of Campus Safety and Security with Regina and Moose Jaw. I will let Jordan, introduce himself.
The same deal with the Mike thing. If you really know me, you can call me Jordo. I am the Health and Safety Coordinator for South campuses, Regina and Moose Jaw. I'm located at Regina campus.
Perfect. So what we did, we got there's 7 questions. Okay, we got 7 questions that we hear from students, faculty, and staff. So sometimes you'll hear me use campus community. That's basically what I'm saying. Just like to say, welcome to Sask Polytech. We are so thrilled and excited that you're here, and we appreciate being invited into this session. So number 1, I'm going to hand this to you, Jordan. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks.
So our first question we have is, what do I do as a student if I test positive for COVID-19? Probably on a lot of people's minds right now. And the answer is, we are following recommendations of the government that, if you do test positive for COVID-19, of course, isolate yourself, stick to a quarantine, or kind of don't try to spread it around or anything. I believe they still have about a 5-day waiting period before you where you're contagious or anything, or you can still spread it. As far as that though, no, we do not have a masking requirement on campuses right now. Still, encouraging social distancing, getting your vaccinations is your best defense against COVID-19. Increase hand washing, everything. We're really trying to push forward self-accountability we all have the tools we need to keep ourselves healthy and safe here. It's on us to utilize them, not just for ourselves, but so that we're not spreading this disease to other folks as well.
Thanks, Jordan. So number 2, where can I find security? So at all 4 of our campuses, we have a security desk, basically in view of the main entrance. So for Regina, example of that, you walk into the main entrance, you're basically going to keep walking towards the security desk. But for all your respective campuses, know where they are. So Moose Jaws, it's pretty much by one of the main entrances. Our security crew is very friendly, approachable, and they are there to assist you. But if you needed to contact them, we have some phone numbers. Kelsey, I don't know if you want me just to spout the numbers now, or do you want to put them in the chat later?
Yeah, we'll throw them in the chat. I'll put them in the email as well after the fact, but we'll put them in now too.
Excellent. So I would suggest having that in your phones or knowing that number. You could always, we're always there. So they will answer questions. And if they don't know an answer, they'll help you to find out where to go or who to talk to. Okay. So question 3, where can I report a disturbing behavior, theft, vandalism, or an emergency? So you can do it by phone to the security desk, or you can just do it in person with the security desk as well. Okay, that's an easy one. All right, number 4. What services does Health, Safety, and Security Office offer the students? So we have a variety of programs. One to mention is if you're on campus and you're feeling, I don't know where I'm going, again, contact them. Our security desk will help you. The other one is a safe walk. So if you're feeling like, oh, it's a little bit after hours, I'm not sure of the area, we provide a service. We will walk with anybody from our campus community from A to B within our confines of our campus. So if you have a vehicle or a bus stop or somebody's picking you up, we will walk with you and we will wait with you until you feeling comfortable and you can continue on your way. Okay, that's all free of charge. And of course, we're happy to help. Okay, so another thing that we have is we have placards, place cards that say this vehicle has no personal or anything that you could steal in there, right? So we want to deter the theft. So what we're going to do is take all our belongings, like we want, if you have change in your vehicle, something like in view, like a laptop or a purse, please don't leave those in your vehicles. To deter the theft, we want to take them with you. Okay, everything's out of view. What else do we have? So yeah, basically that's about it. Hey, Jordan, am I missing something?
No, I think, yeah, those are main services we provide. Again, any health, safety, or security concerns, you can always come to us or the commissioners. We have some program or policy or procedure to take care of it.
All right, and thank you, Kelsey, for putting in our alert box. So number 5, what are these yellow boxes on the walls? Okay, so these are called Alertis Boxes or emergency notification system. When they go off, they'll let out an alarm. So it's like a beeping alarm and it'll tell you some instructions. So basically at this point, we're only using those for tornadoes. And so they'll say, find coverage. This is what you do. Okay. The other thing is it's in place for an active shooter or some sort of emergency that you need to be addressed and listen to the directions. Okay. So if you see those beeping, you hear the sound, and you also see the lights flaring around there, follow those directions. So at this point, I'd like to say we have an Alertis app with health, safety, and security. So you can find that on our website, our landing page, and it'll tell you how to install that on your phone. And there's also a password there. Now, it's a really tricky password. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. It's SAS Polytech, right? Hard one. So I would suggest that you do that. And then for your respective campus, Saskatoon, PEA, Moose Jaw, Regina, you're going to select that. Clear? Perfect. So what do I do if someone is experiencing a medical emergency? This is a great one to know. So when it's safe to do so, you're going to look for your surroundings and you're of course going to call 911 first. You're going to let the 911 operator know what's going on, where you are, and what is the emergency. Okay. And so then after that call has been made, we want to let our campus commissioners or our security know where the emergency is, what's going on. And if you are trained and you're feeling comfortable in doing so, you can provide some first aid. All right. Jordan, do you want to talk about the fire alarms?
Yeah, for sure. So fire alarms, we have a pretty standard procedure for fires or emergencies. If you hear the alarms going off, it's pretty good indicator that it's time to get out of the building. Now, we're not going to be doing that in a run around screaming, push everyone over on our way out the door method. It's going to be calm, collected. We have emergency wardens, we call them. They've got high-vis vests on and everything. They have communication tools. They're going to be giving you directions on where to go, how to get out of the building safely, and everything. You know, on your way out the building, you'll likely be sticking with your instructors or program heads. They'll know where your assembly point is, where you're going. Please, please, please try to all stick together as a group, or don't go running off or taking this as a great opportunity to head home. We really need to know that we aren't missing someone still in the building in the event of an emergency. Yeah, once you're out there standing at the assembly point, you're going to wait for an all clear to come from your instructor or from one of the wardens. You'll either go back into the building or then you'll get led home. It's, again, really in any of these emergency situations, we will do our best to provide you with the information you need to keep yourself safe.
Thanks, Jordan. Kelsey, that's about all that we have at this point.
Okay, so we can open up the floor for some other questions, and thank you both so much. You can throw those in the chat to everyone if you have any others. Okay, if I'm taking classes in person and I do get sick and have to quarantine, is there a way I can catch up on the class I missed?
So we're going to refer that question. Sorry to jump in here, Kels.
No, you're fine.
Contact your instructor, okay? Anything to do with your academic success, you're going to ask your instructor and they're going to provide you with some direction.
And that also goes towards some programs have different levels that they take this to. You know, some of our medical or nursing programs, it's very important that you maintain your health in this. Yeah, that's what I got there. Sorry.
That's good.
Anybody else?
Right. Okay, I'll give it a couple more moments here.
I know that's a lot of information, and it's kind of boring information to some, but it's also very, very important.
This is the stuff that you might think it's quote boring when you listen to it, even though it's not. You two are wonderfully entertaining and great.
Well, thank you.
But it is the most important when things get
Absolutely.
crazy, right? I mean, you really need to know this stuff. I did just get a direct message asking, can you sort of repeat / clarify point 5, those little boxes on the wall?
Perfect. So Kelsey has a really good pick there. Thanks, Kels.
Graphic design
they
whiz.
look like. Yeah, good job. So that's what they look like on campus. So you know what? I would challenge you all to look when you're on your campuses, have a look around. They actually give the appropriate time as well, just FYI. But when those go off, the lights there, it'll circle around and it'll let out a, like, I don't want to, it'll be a beep. I was actually going to sing you a tune.
Come on, Lori.
But anyway, they are all on your campuses and they're spread out throughout your campus. Okay. So it's not like you're going to have one in Moose Jaw, one in Regina, one in PA, and one in Saskatoon. There's a variety of them. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. And those of you in the chat asking, again, other questions, I will try and answer those within the chat. That isn't relevant to this topic. I will do my best here. But I think aside from that, I don't know if we have any other ones. Though, if you do have other questions, I will be sending you contact info for everyone in here after the fact. So you can always email them, or we did just put a link to the page, the Health, Safety, and Security webpage that does have more information. So you can definitely check that out. So I think we will probably go on to the next, onto good old Mike. Thank you, Lori and Jordan, so much. Like hang tight, of course, because we might get some other questions after. That does sometimes happen, but thank you both. All right. So now we go into student relations with Michael or Mike, depending on how well you know him and how, whatever he lets you call him. I'll let him take the floor.
Kelsey, I've been called worse, so
Haven't we all?
I'm just bugging. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope you're enjoying your week. I'm super excited for this year. I hope you are as well. And I'm sure, like Kelsey and Amanda have been telling you, next week is gonna be awesome. But before we get into that, I'll explain kind of what student relations is, the department, kind of what we do, and how we can help you. Okay, so I'll just go over the questions here. So question number 1, let's see here. So who can I talk to if I witness behavior I'm uncomfortable with? So examples include bullying, discrimination, verbal assault, etc. So that's me right here. So I'm on Regina campus. Okay, so I cover Regina Moose Jaw. Okay, so if you see me, say hello. I'll be on Moose Jaw campus as well. I have my counterpart, Sarah, and Nevada and Saskatoon, and we'll be hiring in PA as well. So that's who you can come to. If you feel like, hey, you know what? I just witnessed someone assaulting someone or bullying someone, and you feel very uncomfortable, it's sitting with you, please do not hesitate. Come to our office, reach out. If you see me in the hallway, stop me in the hallway. It's cool. Just say, hey, you know what? And we can talk about it. Sometimes, a lot of the time, it's just getting it off your chest, talk to me, and we can work through it. And that's why we're here. That's why our department, Student Relations, is here. It's here to help you. It's here to make this campus safe, along with Lori and Jordan. And we just want to make sure you feel welcomed, acknowledged. We want a safe campus. We want a safe learning environment. And again, that's why we're here. Okay, so please do not hesitate. Do not feel like you're wasting our time, because that's why we're here. Okay, so hopefully that answers that first question. Number 2, what happens if my instructor tells me I have to meet with student relations? And you know what, this might happen. I kind of joke around with students. I always say, if you never met me, it's a good thing. It means you're doing well. It means you're not in trouble. However, sometimes we get into arguments, or, I'm not going to say fisticuffs with classmates or with your instructor. So if your instructor says, hey, you know what, I think you need a meeting with student relations, please do not panic. Do not feel afraid or scared. We're here as an educational opportunity for you. Okay, we always say that punishment is the floor, not the ceiling, right? So it's we're gonna teach, and it's sometimes it's just a learning opportunity. That's how I call them, and that's how I frame them. Okay, and that's how our team does. So please do not hesitate. Do not feel scared. Do not feel threatened. You're gonna come. You're gonna meet with us. We're actually pretty cool people, I think. And I think we have a really sweet team. We're gonna help you get through it. We base our model off the procedural fairness principles. Okay, so there's 4 principles. You have the right to be heard. Okay, so you have the right to know and respond. So if you feel like it's someone's against you, or if you feel like, you know what, no one's listening to me, we listen. Okay. Secondly, we're unbiased. You have a right to a fair, an unbiased decision maker and an objective, impartial environment. Okay, so that's who we are. We're not against anyone. We're gonna be here. We're gonna listen to you. Okay, and we're gonna kind of make our decisions that way. 3, you have a right to reasons. Okay, so if I do have to come up with a consequence, okay, you're gonna have the reasons why. Okay, and I'm gonna explain them thoroughly. Our team, that's what we do. We talk about them and then we explain them thoroughly. And then lastly, if you feel like, you know what, I felt like I wasn't heard, I felt like Mike was biased in any which way or whatever it is, you have a right to appeal, okay? And that is your right. So I just want you to know that coming to our office doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I don't ever want you to think that. And sometimes we call it catastrophizing, is where we just feel like, oh my gosh, I meet with this office, this is it, this is over. That's not the case. Okay, we're actually pretty cool. We'll work with you. We work with students. We help them through their struggles, and they've successfully, learned from their mistakes. I guess we call them learning opportunities. Okay, and we just move on. Okay, and that's who we are. Third, what is the Campus Kindness Challenge? No, for sure. So, at Student Relations here, you know what? As much as we are reactive, we're trying to be really proactive. Okay, so we're really trying to get out. We're gonna meet you. I'm gonna try and say hello. to everyone I can, but please stop me and say hello. Don't be afraid. But the Campus Kindness Challenge, we want to make this campus just buzzing with kindness everywhere, opening doors, saying hello, stopping with coffee with a stranger. I always say stranger's just a friend you don't know. Okay, so we're gonna have a challenge. Okay, and basically you have to do certain acts of service. Okay, and once you do that, we're gonna have a box here. You have to explain how it made you feel. Okay, so it's not just, you're gonna explain what you did, how it made you feel. You put it in a box, and you can be entered and draw to win some prizes. And I do believe that we do have a class prize as well. Okay, so we're just kind of getting the finalized details on it. However, like I said, if it's just opening a door for someone, saying hello, having a smile on your face, walking down the hallway, we want to make this campus just welcoming, comfortable for everyone here. Okay, so that'll be the Campus Kindness Challenge. You'll hear more about it in the coming weeks. But that's kind of what we want. We want to set an environment that you feel welcome, encouraged, excited to be here. Okay. And lastly, how can student relations help enhance my resume? For sure. This is, I think, an excellent question. We are experts in the soft skills. Okay. So as much as you're coming to SAS Polytech and you're going to learn the hard skills in whatever program you're in, you can't just have the hard skills and not the soft skills, because I guarantee you can have all the good hard skills that you come out of here with, but if you're unable to work with people, if you're unable to communicate appropriately, if you're unable to take constructive criticism and you move on and you learn from it, well, you know what? It's gonna be tough to get a job. It's gonna be tough to maintain a job. It's gonna be tough to work in an environment, right? So we definitely, once you graduate from SAS Polytech and you're out in the world and you're crushing it, we want to be part of that. We want to make sure that you're a well-rounded student coming out. Okay, so a great example of how we can enhance your resume, we're going to have what we call a sexual assault campaign coming up. Okay, it's going to be a year-long thing and it's going to grow. But part of that is upstander training. Okay, so if there's going to be certain modules, you might just at certain times of the year. And when you do that and you check off the list and you complete the module, right, you can add that to your resume. Okay, we'll have certificates available, and that's something that employers are looking for. Okay, that's something that employers, they just don't want to know that you got 99s in your class, which I mean is great, but they want to know that, hey, you know what? Maybe you have a student that's got an 80% or something, but is just well-rounded. They're involved in their campus community. They're taking part in the Campus Kindness Challenge. They are taking part in upstander training and learning these soft skills and engaging. And that's what employers want these days. And we can help you with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it with me. If you want more, just definitely come to my office or see me in the hallway, stop, say hello. Yeah, don't be a stranger. And that's all I got for you.
Yeah, he is located in Regina, but is sometimes on Moose Jaw campus as well. So, again, if you see him around, maybe he'll be wearing the glasses, maybe not, but you can't miss him. He's very friendly, which is, I think, good for a job like this. I actually do have a question in the chat here that I think all three of you could potentially answer or bounce off of each other with. How do I stay calm and collected in stressful situations? I guess do you mean maybe specifically on campus? I don't know, but do we have any insight for that?
If we're thinking emergency situations or something's gone wrong, very much we try to give you the information that you're going to need and provide you with directions so that hopefully you don't have to put too much effort into the keeping calm and everything. That's kind of being taken care of for you. We can just lead you to safety as much as we can.
I think Mike's going to jump in too. We may say the same thing, but it's those calming breaths. And if you don't know what that is, it's just breathe in. I actually did it before this, right? So full disclosure, I don't really like doing presentations, but I love meeting people. So what I do is deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, slow it down. Okay, that's super vital, and your body needs that. So I don't know if that helps you too, but echoing what Jordan said too, we want to provide all the information so to keep you safe. But start with yourself. Mike, I'm going to hand it to you because I know you got some.
I'll just be quick. You know what? I don't know if anyone's ever heard this, but not every action deserves a reaction. Has anyone ever heard of that? Right? A lot of times it's not you, it's just the person, right? Okay. Just remember, just take, yes, like I said, Lori, just take those deep breaths. Understand it's just a situation. You never know what's happening at home, but you don't need to react to that. Okay. And then if it's still, I always say, just let it sit with you. Let it sit, feel the emotion. And then if you feel like, hey, you know what? I want to talk to someone about this. I'm right here, right? Or there's Sarah and Nevada and Saskatoon, and PA will have their. So yeah, like I said, so just not every action deserves a reaction.
Those are all, thank you. I knew that the three of you would just deliver. I do have there's a little bit of a clarification after. So yeah, not just in an emergency, but also if being bullied, if being, amidst discrimination, general anxiety, things like that, which I did mention, I am mentioning here to that person who asked the question, that those are also questions well suited for counseling, who I know did their spiel on Tuesday. But if you ever need resources for anything like that, you let me know. But yeah, do we have any maybe insight on that? So again, like maybe to that point that you were first talking about, Mike, on witnessing the behavior of bullying, discrimination, or maybe being a victim of it, what are some ways, I guess, you can stay calm in those situations?
For sure. Yeah. And yeah, I kind of, like I said that before, like when we do nothing, doing nothing is actually enabling the behavior. Okay. And like I said, so it just, like I said, come talk to, like, you don't have to get involved in fisticuffs, right? But getting involved can be talking with us. Okay. Calm, cool, collected. There's always going to be conflict. There will always be conflict unless you're living under a rock in a desert, somewhere. You're going to be involved in conflict in one way or another. And it's just, how do you handle it, right? So not overreacting, okay? Calmly, coolly, just take some deep breaths like Lori was saying. And then, hey, you know what? Let it sit with you. Come and talk to us, okay? I can't stress that enough. Please come and talk and say, hey, you know what? This is what I witnessed. This is very important. If you do witness something, I always say, write it down, okay? Kind of like a journal, but date, time, whatever it was, try and get a description. And then, like I said, and then come talk to us. Okay, we'll be more than happy, like I said, to walk you through how are we going to deal with this. Okay, I used to, just a little FYI, my background was probations. So I worked 7 years as probation officer. So I worked with criminals my entire life. So I've dealt with a lot of conflict. So there's nothing that you could throw at me that I haven't heard about or haven't talked about. Okay, so please stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, write it down, come talk to me, or any one of us.
And know your resources as well. That really is a huge, that really is the point of these Q&A sessions. So yes, you can get questions answered, but also that you know who you can talk to if you're ever unsure as to where to go. And if any of you were on any of our campus tours, that is something that we always emphasize too, in that, consider everyone around campus is kind of a wayfinder. They can tell you where to go, who to talk to. But what these sessions do is it puts a face to the name. This is where you go. This is who you can email or talk to. Knowing your resources, I know, really helps me in situations that get really, really stressful. Like there's the way I deal with it. And then there's the, okay, now what, right? So what we want to do is answer those now what questions, which I think we are doing very well. So these are all really good questions. And do we have any more that we want to throw in the chat?
So Kelsey, I see one from Tiffany here, and she asked the question, is bullying rampant in SAS Polytech? At least we are aware in this case. So that was a question. I guess I can answer that. So Tiffany, no, you know what? No, I think we have an awesome campus. Everyone's super excited. Everyone's super, like, we're out there, we're proactive. Just like any campus, there's always going to be something, okay? So it's not just ours, U of R, U of S, like every campus has stuff going on, okay? You just, with the amount of different personalities and the amount of the thousands of students that we have, right? And instructors, like, it just, no, it's not like we are like this outlier that we have so much bullying. We're letting you know that, hey, you know what? If you do see it, we just want to stop. We are just trying to be proactive. We're just trying to stop it. That's all. we want everyone to feel welcomed and encouraged and just happy to be here. And that's what we try and demonstrate, right, as SAS Polytech employees, but we also want students as well to feel just like, you know what, they come, we want you to focus on your studies and do well and kick butt and be part of the Campus Kindness Challenge and be part of Welcome Week. And we just don't want anyone to feel left out or feel like they feel like they're left out or feel like they're bullied. And so that's why we're just trying to get ahead of it and just say, hey, look, you know what, if you see it, let's stop it. All right, let's not let it drag on, and come to us and talk to us. And yeah, but no, this is an absolute wonderful campus. And I hope everyone just has smiles on their, first days and first weeks. And yeah.
Yeah, and like Mike said, and I put it in the chat too, it's about being proactive versus reactive, right? Sometimes, yes, the way life goes, you can react to things, but like Mike said, not everything warrants one. So being proactive and just making sure you know what to do. Again, same with these, these on-campus emergencies. These don't happen frequently by any means, but it's better to be prepared and it not happen than it happen and not be prepared, right? So being proactive versus reactive is really a principle that we stick by. So we've gotten some good questions, but do we have any more? I know, again, this is a little bit of a more low-key group, just we have fewer people. I think a lot of people are at maybe international orientation, things like that too. But I think that might be it for that section there, Mike. Thank you so much. So I think now what we might do, and again, please keep asking questions in the chat if you need, again, try and keep them on topic for the time being, but then at the end, if we have some extra time, we can try and answer some of those miscellaneous questions. But now that we're here and I got Amanda and we have the time, we're going to talk a little bit about orientation. Right, Amanda? Yeah. Want to make sure she's good with that. So once again, if you have, if you've been to our other sessions, I know we've discussed it a bit, but now that orientation, again, new student orientations, this is different from international orientation. It is a different thing. This is catered to all students, international, domestic, anyone. So first, I want to quickly show, where you can find a lot of different information about not just orientation, but other services that we've spoken about throughout these Q&A series. Clicking the Student Life button, when in doubt, go to Student Life. And then this is our student orientation button. There's also a, what's that called? A friendly URL that I'll show on the next slide. But there's also information here, as mentioned before, on accessibility services, career counseling, counseling services, and so on. There will be a session at 3 p.m. today, if you are registered, that will be on student awards and student employment and career counseling. So if that is something you are interested in and you're not signed up yet, please register for that. It is our one session that is not at 9 o'clock in the morning, Saskatchewan time. So if we go to the student orientation button, which also you can get to through here, saspolytech.ca/orientation, you can find all the information about orientation, which mainly is going to be the stuff in person now. This is the last day. Yeah, this is the last day for any of our virtual stuff. So we had our Navigating SAS Polytech sessions. I don't know if you were able to attend those. I hope you were. It was just more the basics of what you were offered as students and, a little bit of information about the website and how to navigate it a bit. And then these Q&A series, of course, you obviously know what they are because you've been to them. So we love that. So really, and campus tours, our last one that was actually scheduled, that was something that was advertised on our website, was yesterday morning. But if you are needing another campus tour, I know it's a little bit tricky in terms of time, but if you're really, really wanting one before Monday, just reach out to Student Life at saspolytech.ca, which we will put in the chat. And Amanda already put in the URL. We love. Okay. Actually, before we get into that, I think this is a good question. There's a question in the chat. Sorry to backtrack a little bit. So are there any clubs on campus related to safety in Prince Albert? That's actually a really good question. I'm curious about this too. So we'll do that first. Sorry.
Sure. Fortunately, I don't know of any clubs related to safety or anything kind of taking part in that side of things. Though I will say, if you do want to have a more active role in the safety of your environment at school and everything, by all means, you are absolutely free to report any unsafe conditions that you come across. If it's a ceiling tile hanging down, looks like it's about to fall on someone, or the sink in the bathroom's leaking and making a big puddle, someone's going to slip on it, please, please, please tell somebody, your instructor or a commissionaire. They have the means to get that reported to us, and we can fix that. And yeah, unfortunately, it's not an official role or anything like that, but our students absolutely play a vital role in the safety of our environment here.
And I love the question. Like, that just tells me that you are going to be very proactive. So excellent.
That's a good question. And I was like, oh, that looks like a really interesting thing. Yes. Well, maybe down the line, I don't know, maybe there will be some sort of group set up. I don't know. We'll see. Not to put more work on anyone, but still, well, it'll be in the ether. Okay, sorry to have kind of backtracked a bit, but that was a really, really great question. So, okay, I'm gonna go to this orientation page though, because I want to show everyone what to expect here. So I'm gonna click this. All right, so this is our orientation page, which again, I think most of you are probably quite familiar with this. So what we want to look at now though, for all of our in-person stuff, is this button that says My First Five. So as you have seen with these Q&A series, there is a theme for every single one. That theme corresponds to the My First Five theme, which will also be in-person initiatives put on by different departments for each week, the first 5 weeks of classes. So the first week is getting settled and connected. So right here, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? This is the fun stuff. This is welcome week. This is where we meet people, where we really get that energy out and try to make connections as much as we can, right? And I know from experience, my welcome weeks in university, for example, that's when I've met my best friends that I am still friends with to this day. I really, really recommend involving yourself in everything you can. Most of these events take place during your lunch hour anyway, so there really shouldn't be a reason why you're not there. So please, please, please partake in these activities. I'm not trying to beg, but like I shouldn't have to because it's going to be so fun. So I just want everyone to really, really try and involve themselves in that. Okay. Keep an open mind. So the first week here, again, that's getting settled and connected. I will show you the actual welcome week page that breaks down that week, but here's an overview first off. So we do have Ask Me booths on campus every single day in the morning. So if you show up to your campus and you have no idea where you're going, do not worry. There's someone at the front who will tell you where you need to go. We will have information as to where your programs are. So fear not, you will not be lost. At any main entrance you go to, there will be someone there to help you and to greet you and to bring the energy. So also don't feel like you have to, maybe some of these activities that are outdoors, for example, feel a little bit, maybe a little overwhelming. You're just exhausted and you need to sort of go somewhere a little bit more chill. There will be a chill zone in each library on each campus, so you can check out the activities that are going on in there. There's board games, there's puzzles, things like that. Okay, so we will go into Welcome Week soon here, but this is just an overview. The second week is academic success. So I do recommend looking at this on your own time as well. So the library and learning services are joining together to do some activities for you that will help you understand where learning services and the library is on your campus, while also, meeting some people, meeting some staff that you might be seeing around throughout the rest of your SAS Polytech tenure. So definitely involve yourself in those. There's also the following week on healthy minds and bodies. So there's healthy food choice. So hospitality, which is like the cafeteria, there will be specific foods that will be marked with healthy choices. So just keeping aware of what are some healthy options for food. Hydration and sleep tips with health services. There's mindfulness moments, which I definitely recommend registering for. If you were here for the session on Tuesday, counseling did talk quite a bit about this. And then there's also activity challenges with fitness and recreation. So moving that body really does help the mind, which in full helps your academics. It's really all symbiotic. Okay. Then we have week 4, which is on personal safety and student relations, which is this session here as well. Mike did go on about the Shine a Light on Sexual Violence education training. There's a kindness campaign, I believe, but that's not just the 1 week, that's ongoing. So And then week 5, we have more information on career and employment services and student awards. If you do want to know more about this, again, I do recommend coming to that Q&A session today at 3 p.m. if you haven't registered already. Okay, so what's going on during Welcome Week though? Let's talk about Welcome Week. So starts on Monday, the 29th, which is insanely, that's really, really soon. And I'm really excited, but you know, it's a lot of work that's gone into this. So we're excited, but you know, we can't help but be a little anxious, but it'll be great. It'll be a really, really good time. It's just a lot of work that's gone into this, right? So one big heads up, just because we've done this in the meetings as well, so it's only fair to do it for in-person events as well. There will be videography and photography on site throughout all of these events, which means that you may be on camera. So if this is any sort of issue for you, you could definitely talk to us about that. There will be, there will be information notifying you that you may be on camera, but it is something that I would like you to be aware of now. So just keep that in mind, okay? And we do take consent and things like that very seriously with that type of thing. So that is why we bring it up. So all week long, like I said, we will have these Ask Me booths, as mentioned before. You can't miss them, I promise. There will be signs. You will never not know where there's an Ask Me booth. And then as well as that chill zone, as I mentioned before. And then on the Monday, we again, we have welcome greeters, Ask Me booths, and refreshments. There will be coffee, water. I think that's it, coffee, water, but you know what else do we need, especially on the first day of classes? So each campus, of course, has a slightly different entrance. And, you know, so if you ever have questions about where you need to go, just email Student Life. I know I always say that, but truly, when in doubt, email Student Life. Okay. So Tuesday is our first sort of outdoor activity. It is called Picnic on the Greens. So we will have food. Every campus will have tacos, except for Prince Albert campus, we'll have pizza. Okay, so we'll have some tacos and pizza, again, depending on where you are. I'm sorry, I wish it could be both at once. That would be great. Maybe if you go to Prince Albert and then you rip down to Saskatoon, you can get both. I don't know. But it will be cash only for that food. There's also going to be some welcome greeters. So we'll have a few speakers just welcoming everyone to the campus with, you know, some sort of words of wisdom, as we may say. There's also going to be some music, and it's just going to be a nice, like sort of a relaxing outdoor day, but still an opportunity to connect and chat with people. So Wednesday is our campus and community services fair. This will vary by location as to where it'll be located. So the information is right here. So this is sort of, if you've ever been to or heard of something like a career fair, it's basically a bunch of different booths with different departments of the campus, as well as some external people from, you know, community members and businesses will be sitting in a common area, and you can just go up and network and chat with them, get some information about, maybe volunteer opportunities or just knowing what's around in your community and on campus. I really recommend visiting that one. So again, you can't really miss it. It'll be advertised, but please go. It's during your lunch. You have time, right? And then of course we have Thursday. So all of these things are going to be really, really great, but I feel like if you can't go to any of them but one, I would recommend going to Thursday, because Thursday is really the big energetic day. It is our Student Connect Festival. So there will be dunk tanks, there will be inflatables, there will be, depending on your campus, henna artists. On Moose Jaw, for example, we have axe throwing, we have spin bikes, all sorts of things. It's going to, again, vary a little bit by campus, but every campus is going to have a lot going on. So really, 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 really show up to that one. There will also be a barbecue hosted by the SPSA, so the Sask Polytech Student Union. So there will be food, and it's just going to be really high energy. And I'm really excited about this, because as you all know, there's been a pandemic for the past few years, right? So these in-person orientations are quite new to us, and we've put in a lot of work for this, and we're just really excited that all of you can finally join in on the fun in person. So please, again, have I said it before? Please show up. That is about it on orientation. If I didn't miss anything there, Amanda, who is again my cohort here, she's in the same room as me. She's in the same office. If you see me looking this way, it's because I'm looking at her. Did I miss anything there, Amanda, that you want to? Yeah. All right. So I know that, how are we doing for time? Okay. Sweet, 8 minutes to spare. That worked out quite well. Okay, I see that we do have a couple of questions here. So, will there be welcome greeters through the first week or just the first day? I have classes on 2 campuses. Oh, did I just answer that question? Okay, great. Yeah, there's the Ask Me booths. So the welcome greeters, like technically the welcome greeters, that is on the first day, but again, those Ask Me booths will be everywhere. So all throughout the week. So you will not be lost, I promise. Okay. I think I'll stop sharing my screen. So I know there's a few of you that I private message to maybe stay back so I can answer some miscellaneous questions, but does anyone else have any questions about any of the topics we just spoke about? So anything involving health and safety, student relations, or orientation at all? Quiet group. Well, I guess maybe your life is loud, but you're on mute, so it feels like you're quiet, you know? Okay, well then, if there is nothing else, if you don't have any other questions, you are more than welcome to leave the meeting. Thank you so much for coming. I know we're almost there. This is 4 of 5 sessions, so thank you all. And to those who have been to all of them, I actually am curious, has anyone here been to every single one? And if you have, maybe throw it in the chat. Say you've been to every single Q&A session, or maybe the majority, you've been to 3. I don't know. I'm just curious. Okay. All right. Well then, in the meantime, I think we can maybe wrap it up. So again, the speakers here, if you have places to be, places to go, you can absolutely leave as well. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, I appreciate it. I know it's a really busy time this time of year for everyone. So thank you.